provided the students these tables of normal distribution table, then T distribution table, and some questions with this. So some questions, and so we'll be solving this during the class. So, and in the reference we'll be using these tables. So let's solve 10.18. So 10.18, in a random sample of 500 persons belonging to urban areas, 200 are found to be using public transport, and another sample of 400 persons belonging to rural area, 200 are found to be using public transport. Do the data reveal a significant difference between urban and rural areas so far as the proportion of commuters of public transport is concerned? So we will please somebody 10.18 will be solving problem 10.18. So what are the values that are given? বলো কি কি দেওয়া আছে বলো? In a random sample of 500 persons belonging to urban area. So there are two types of urban.
So 10.18.
10.18 urban area and rural area. So what are the information that is given? For urban area, N1 is 500. তাই তো? In a sample of 500 persons belonging to urban area, 200 found to be using public transport. So that means sample proportion P1 bar is 200 by 500, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And in another sample of 400 persons belonging to rural area, so N2 is 400, N2 is 400, and in the P2 bar will be 200 is also found to be using public transport. So 200 by 400. So 200. Now what is the question that has been asked? Do the data reveal a significant difference between urban and rural areas so far as the proportion of commuters of public transport is concerned? So how we will solve? Obviously, as you can see, there are two different things are given, urban and rural areas. So it is a comparison of proportion. So I already send you the question regarding note regarding the comparison of proportion. So we'll be using the comparison of proportion. I think I have sent you the so it's a difference between two population proportion, something like that. So we'll be using that. So here is a comparison. So what will be the null hypothesis in this case? What will be the
mu1 is equal to mu2?
No, not mu1 equal to mu2. Here it is proportion is given. So we'll be considering the
P1 equals to P2.
So we'll be considering that null hypothesis. We'll be considering as yes, we'll be considering P1 equals to P2. Where what is P1? P1 is the population proportion of urban population, and P2 is the population proportion for the rural proportion. And what are the values that are given? P1 bar is okay. So then you have to write down the alternate hypothesis. So alternate hypothesis. What will be the alternate hypothesis? Whether the data reveal a significant difference between urban and, so nothing is specified, greater, less, something like that is not given. So we'll take that as P1 not equals to P2. So that means it will be a two-tailed test, and P1 bar is given. So given what are the values that are given? P1 bar is, we have calculated, is point কত জানো?
0.4, sir.
0.4. P1 bar is 0.4, P2 bar is 0.5.
0.5.
P2 bar is 0.5. And N1 is 500 and N2 is 400. So calculate.
Yes, sir.
So here Z will be P1 bar minus P2 bar by root over of P1 into 1 minus P1 by N1 plus P2 into 1 minus P2 by N2. So please calculate P1 and P2. Population proportion is not given here. Population proportion is not given. So if you look at the note in 4, I have written if population proportion is not given, then for large sample population proportion can be substituted by sample proportion. So here we will be using sample proportions. So instead of P1, P2, we'll be using P1 bar and P2 bar. So just in this case, what will be the value? So calculate. That means this is P1 bar. How much? P1 bar is 0.4, na?
Yes, sir. 0.4.
And here to P1 minus P2 is 0 because we are comparing P1 is equals to P2. So P1 actual formula P1 bar minus P2 bar minus P1 minus P2. If you see the table I've sent, so so P1 minus P2 is given is 0. So here it is 0.4 minus 0.5. So divided by 0.4 into 0.6 by how much? N1 is 500, na?
500. Yes, sir.
Plus 0.5 into 0.5 by 400. So calculate.
Yes.
Calculate. Calculate quickly. How much is it?
স্যার P2 এর মাথায় বারটা পড়েনি।
যাই হোক না পড়েছে ওটা উপরে উঠে গেছে এই তো ঠিক আছে so 0.4 into 0.6 divided by 500 plus 0.5 into 0.5 divided by 400 is equals to then square root of answer equals to then inverse into 0.1. So it is coming as 3.008 minus 3.01. Did you get it? পেয়েছো calculate করো আমি তো calculate so minus 3.01 the value of z comes as so z equals to minus 3.01. So if you are testing what is the level of significance? Nothing. 1% level of significance. This value is কত? 1% is a two-tailed test. What is the value? 1% level of significance. What is the value? This is 2.58 and this is minus 2.58.
Minus 2.58.
And the value falls. Where does it fall? Minus 3.01 is somewhere here. So value falls in the calculated value falls in the critical region. The calculated value falls in the critical region. So null hypothesis is rejected. So we reject the null hypothesis and accept the alternate hypothesis. That means we cannot say that the urban population and rural population has significant level of difference in using the public transport. So urban population and rural population has significant difference. So null hypothesis was there is no significant difference, and that is why it was proportion 1 equals to proportion 2, because proportion 1 was proportion of people who are using the transport in urban population. P2 was proportion of people who are using the public transport in the rural population. So P1 equals to P2 was, so that is not true. That means there is significant difference in the use of public transport in urban and rural population. So that is the answer in that case. Let's do 10.16. So before an increase in excise duty of tea, 400 people out of 500 persons were found to be tea drinkers. So before the increase of excise duty, what happened? 400 people out of 500 were tea drinkers. And after an increase in the duty, 400 persons were known to be tea drinkers in a sample of 600 people. Do you think that there has been a significant decrease in consumption of tea after the increase in excise duty? So how before and after? So before, what was the before? 400 out of
500.
500, and here 400
Out of 600.
So these values are given. So what should be the who can tell me what should be the null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis? This is also a comparison, তাই নাকি? দুটো set of values দেওয়া আছে before and after. So we have already done a similar kind of problem. So I hope you can do it. I'm not doing it, so it's left to the students to do it. Okay, I think it is similar whatever we have done for 10.18. Okay, please do that. So what should be the null hypothesis? What should we write? The null hypothesis, bolo Nikita. H naught is
P1 equals to P2.
P1 equals to P2 means proportion before and proportion after are equal.
0.
Equal. P1 minus P2 difference is 0. There is no difference. No significant difference. But what is the alternate hypothesis?
Alternation P1.
Yes. Do you think that there has been a significant decrease?
Okay.
So what will be the alternate hypothesis?
Less than.
Yes, it will be P1 less than P2. We are assuming P1 is before and P2 is after. So it will be P1 is less than
P2.
না তাই কি হবে? Significant decrease উল্টো হবে. Significant decrease in the consumption tea after the increase of excise duty. P1 টা তো বেশি, তাই না?
হ্যাঁ স্যার,
Do you think that there has been a significant decrease in the consumption of tea? So it will be the other way around. তাই নাকি? It will be P1 greater than P2 because P1 টা হচ্ছে before আর P2 টা হচ্ছে after. So if after the increase of excise duty the consumption is decreased.
Lesser.
So it will be P1 is greater than P2. Please read the question carefully. Read the question. So it will be one tail. It will be right tail test. So for 5%, what is the value? 5%, what will be the value? If it's the right tail test, for 5%, what will be the critical value? বারবার বলছি, it is
1.96
না 64
sorry
1.64 for 5% it is 1.64. এই ব্যাপারটা খেয়াল থাকতে হবে। যদি if it is two tail test হতো তাহলে এটা 5% এর জন্য হতো 1.94। এই ব্যাপারটা মাথার মধ্যে ঢুকিয়ে নাও। কিন্তু সিঙ্গেল টেল টেস্ট হলে 5% এর জন্য হবে ভ্যালুটা হচ্ছে 1.64 আর টু টেল টেস্ট হলে it will be 1.96 for 5%. Please have that in mind. ঠিক আছে? I hope you can complete the problem. You just do it. Read the question 10.21.
In a hospital, 480 females and 520 males babies were born in a week. Those three figures confirm the hypothesis that the females and males are born in equal numbers.
So total how many? So actually total কত 480 plus 520. That means how many? 1000 babies are born. If they are equal in number, so if they are equal in number means P1 equals to half. And P1 হচ্ছে proportion of male or proportion of female. Both of them are equal. Equal in number means proportion of male is half, proportion of female is also half. So out of 1,000 babies, this is your P1 equals to half. Our alternate hypothesis is P1 not P equals to half. If you should write P, not P1, instead of P1 you should write P equals to half, and alternate hypothesis will be P not equals to
equal to half.
not equals to half. তাহলে your Z is কি half minus, যদি তুমি 480 ধরে করো তাহলেও হবে, 520 ধরে করলেও হবে, একই ব্যাপার। মানে either you choose male or you choose female, it will not matter, because same value will be coming as plus or minus. So it will be half minus 0.48, so 0.5 minus 0.48 by root over 0.48 into 0.52. ও এখানে সরি এখানে p is half ধরেছি, তো এটা নিচেরটা 0.5 হবে। So z will be 0.5 minus 0.48 by root over of 0.5 into 0.5 by
4.48
না n তো by n
তো স্যার 1000
রাইট, বাই 1000 করে যে ভ্যালুটা, এটা যদি তুমি 0.52 ধরো তাহলেও একই ব্যাপার হবে। 0.52 ধরলে ভ্যালুটা নেগেটিভ আসবে, সেম ভ্যালু will be positive either by positive or by negative, because it's a two-tailed test, it will not make any difference. বুঝতে পারা যাচ্ছে কি বললাম?
ঠিক আছে স্যার, বুঝতে পারছি।
So let's finish the problem, and I hope you can complete that problem. Number 10.24. So 10.24, what does 10.24 says? 10.24 says 9 items of a sample had the following values. So what is 9? Who can tell me what is 9? 10.24, 9 items of a sample had the following. Small n. 9 has the values 45, 47, 50, 52, 48, 47, 49, 53, and 50. Isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 items. So these are the 9
Yes, sir.
items. The mean is 49 and the sum of squares of deviation is given. So mean is 49 already given, and sum of squares of deviation, so xi minus x bar whole square, that is given, is and the sum of square of the deviation from mean is 52. It's given as 52. Can this sample be regarded as taken from a population having 47 as mean? Also obtain the 95% and 99% confidence limit of the population mean. So yes, just check whether the value x bar equals to 49 or not. So please check the values. So 45 plus 47 plus 50 plus 52 plus 48 plus 47 plus 49 plus 53 plus 50 plus 52 equals to 443 divided by 9. It's coming as 49.22. Whether I have made a mistake?
Some mistake. 491.
491. Okay, 491. Then it is 49. So sum is 491. Okay, then it's 49, and summation xi minus x bar square. If you check, so 45 minus 49, that is 4 square. So 4 square plus 2 square. তাই তো? 45
Yes, sir.
49 হচ্ছে 4 square, then 2 square plus 1 square plus 3 square plus 1 square plus 2 square plus 0 square plus 4 square plus 1 square gives you 52, right? So x minus x bar square is 52. These values are given, right? So what we have to do is uh, let's do the first part. Can this sample be regarded as taken from population having 47 as mean? So which one? See here, sigma is given, population standard deviation is given, sigma not given, তাই তো? Sigma is not given. আর কি?
Yes, sir.
What are the observation? Sample size is small. N is 9. I said n is greater than or equals to 30 means large sample. So sample size is small. So that means here we have to use t distribution. So what is to find the t distribution? So let's solve it. Let's write. So let's write how to write. So null hypothesis. What will be the null hypothesis? Can it be regarded that taken from a population having 47 as mean? So mu equals to 47. To the alternative, mu not equals to 47. So who can tell me? X bar equals to কি দেওয়া আছে? X bar equals to
49, sir.
9.
n equals to 9.
9.
And who can tell me what is the value of s? S equals to
So root over summation of x minus x bar whole square by n minus 1.
মানে?
That is root
over of
n minus 1 মানে
8.
so 9 minus 1 8.
So root over 52 by 8. তাই তো?
Yes sir, it's coming
X
to
square value দেওয়া আছে। The value is
Yes,
given.
sir.
So you just calculate.
So it's coming 2.54.
So S is 2.54.
Yes sir.
So S is
Sir, 2.82 এসেছে আমার।
না ওটা তুমি 9 দিয়ে ভাগ করেছো নিশ্চয়ই। দেখি 52 divided by 8 equals to just a second. I'm just checking. 52 divided by 8 equals to this. Square root of answer gives you 2.549. In fact 2.55. It should be 2.55.
হ্যাঁ স্যার, ঠিক আছে স্যার।
2.55.
আমি 9
2495 আছে, 0.5495 আছে. So it's better to take S as 2.55. So here it will be T distribution. Just check the table. So according to the formula, we can use which one? We have to use the
So t equals to x bar minus mu by s by root over n.
right. So here the test statistic will be T. So T is equals to x bar minus mu by s by root n with what? N minus 1 degrees of freedom, isn't it? With n minus 1 degrees of freedom. So calculate. So the value of t is just calculate. So calculate t equals to, so x bar is, how much is x bar? X bar is
49 minus 47
by 2.5
2.55.
by root
Yes sir.
root 9 আছে 3. So
Yes sir.
what is the value?
It's coming 2.35.
6 divided by 2.55. 2.35, right? It is 2.35. So, and the alternate hypothesis is, so this is the calculated value of t. So we'll look at the table of t. We have to look at the table of t. Yes, I have the table of t with degrees of freedom, 8 degrees of freedom, and So if you look at the value of t with 8 degrees of freedom, what we get is in t table. So t looks like this, and it will be two-tailed test. So two-tailed test. This is the critical region, and with 8 degrees of freedom, can you find the value? Say at 5% level of significance. At 5% level of significance means this will be. So if you can you get 5% level of significance? Yes, it is at 8 degrees of freedom. It is 1.86. No, এটা হচ্ছে আচ্ছা ওয়ান টেল টেস্ট এই যে 0.05 দেখো লেভেল অফ সিগনিফিকেন্স আমি যে টেবিলটা পাঠিয়েছি দিয়েছি অলরেডি আগেই দিয়েছিলাম I'm sharing that with you. I'm sharing that with you. Please I'm sharing. So this is the table. Can you see that? I'm sharing. Can you see the table? You also have the table. I have already. So it's for see level of significance for one tail test and for I can't see actually. So 0.025. This is 0.025 and this is the two-tail test. Actually, it should be a two-tail test. The level of significance, the upper level should be level of significance for two-tail test. So for 8 degrees of freedom, for it is what is the value you are getting? 2.306. Nah? The value is 2.306 and this value is minus 2.306. So this is the critical region, and how much is the value of t that we have calculated? The value of t we have calculated is 3 point something na koto? How much you have calculated?
So 2.35.
35.
So 2.35 falls in the critical region. So 2.35 falls in the critical region মানে হচ্ছে we can't say that that means the null hypothesis is rejected. That the null hypothesis is rejected and the alternate hypothesis is accepted. So that means what will be the decision? Who can tell me what will be the decision? That we
Rejecting the null
bolo. The null hypothesis is rejected.
Rejecting
That
the
means what will be the decision? That we cannot
accepting
say,
the
we cannot say that the mean will be equals to 47 না কি ছিল জানো একটা
হ্যাঁ স্যার mean equal to 47
47. So we cannot say that because null hypothesis is rejected, so we cannot say that the mean is 47. So null hypothesis is rejected. Critical region এর মধ্যে যদি টেস্ট স্ট্যাটিস্টিক্স এর ভ্যালুটা পড়ে the null hypothesis will be rejected, otherwise the null hypothesis will be accepted. ঠিক আছে? Do the different problems. So let's do 10.30. So somebody please read 10.30. Okay, I'm reading strength tests carried out on samples of 2 yarns spun to the same count gave the following result. Sample size 4, sample mean 52, sample variance 42. So yarn A, yarn size, mean and var, all these values are given. Yarn A and yarn B, sample size হচ্ছে 4 and 9, obviously 52 and 42. Here it is 42 and 56, that is given. So sample size, sample variance, all the values are given. The strength is expressed in kg. Is the difference in mean strength significant of the real difference in the mean strength of the sources from which the samples are drawn. So what is the question? Is the difference in mean strengths significant of the real difference in the mean strength of the sources from which the samples are drawn? So obviously you can understand that this is a comparison between two means with small sample size and sample variance is given. So we have to use that big formula. We have to calculate the value of S, isn't it? So the formula for this. So what we have to do is we have to write down that their mean strength is same. So what will the null hypothesis? Please tell me what will the null hypothesis? This is for
M1.
Yes.
M1 equal to M2.
M1 equals to M2, and alternate hypothesis is mu1.
M1 not equals
to
mu1 not equals to mu2.
Because nothing is whether greater strength, lesser strength, nothing of this sort is said. And we have to use the formula here, sigma 1, formula 7, test for. So formula 7, difference of two population means, where sigma 1 and sigma 2 are unknown, or same population, it has been samples are drawn, sources, strength of the sources from which the same sample. So S1 and S2 are known, so sample standard deviation, what will be S1? So S1 will be what? Who can tell me what will be S1? Or S1, instead of S1 we can write SA and SB. কত হবে কে বলবে? What will be the value of SA? SA will be root over of
42.
না, ওটা sample variance দেওয়া আছে. Variance means square. So it will be 42 by 3 n minus 1. This is xi minus x bar whole square. Okay, so and it has to be divided by n minus 1. So SB will be root over of 56 by 8. 56 by 8. So n1 is 4, n2 is 8. So calculate কত হয়? S1, SA, how much is SA? SA is 42 by 3 square root of 14. That means 3.74. 3.74, and this is 7-8-56, root over of 7, তাই না? Second one is root over of 7, so that is 2.65.
Sir,
হ্যাঁ বলো।
sir, N1 4 নিয়েছি আমরা, because A হচ্ছে 4 sample size, but
N2 is 9.
is 9 na?
N2 is 9, N2 minus 1 is 8. N2 is 9, fine.
Yes sir, yes.
That's right. Sample size N2 is 9. I have written, but I was just thinking about this. So এটা হচ্ছে 2 point, তাই তো? SB হচ্ছে for yarn A it is SA, SB হচ্ছে 2.645. 645 to 665 করে দিই হয়, 2.65. Then you have to calculate S. Please calculate S. So calculation of S is a very big formula. S square is equals to n1 minus 1. There is a mistake. n1 minus 1. ওখানে আমি ভুল লিখেছিলাম ফর্মুলাতে, এটা n1 minus 1 হবে. n1 minus 1 into s1 square plus n2 minus 1. I have written wrongly in the table. It will be n2 minus 1 s2 square. Please correct it. Please correct the formula. This is the right formula I am writing. So a square will be calculated by n1 minus 1 into s1 square plus n2 minus 1 into s2 square by n1 plus n2 minus 2. So that means n1 minus 1 3 into s1 স্কয়ার কত হলো? s1 স্কয়ার কত ছিল জানো? 14/3 না কত ছিল ওটা? 14/3, that is sorry 42/3, that is 14, তাই তো? What is s1 square? s1 square 14 তো?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
হ্যাঁ, so 3 into 14 plus 8 into 7 by n1 plus n2 is, that means 8 plus 3 কত হয়? ক্যালকুলেট করো। So 3 into 14 plus 8 into 7, that gives you 98 divided by 11. So a square is 8.90 and square root of it's 2 point, so s is small s is কত বেরিয়েছে? 2.98, isn't it? This is a formula. Please clarify. Any difficulty please ask. বুঝতে পারছে সবাই? So we put the value of formula of t is t equals to x1 bar minus x2 bar minus mu1 minus mu2 by s into root over of n1 plus n2 by n1 n2. So x1 bar কত? ভ্যালুটা কত? x1 বারের ভ্যালু কত?
52
52 minus
42
হ্যাঁ
42
42
2
আর mu1 minus mu2 is 0 and s এর ভ্যালু how much we have obtained? s এর ভ্যালু
2.98
2.98 into root over of n1 is
13 by
n1 plus n2 is 9 plus 4. 9 plus 4 is yes. Please write elaborately 9 plus 4 into 9 into 4. So please calculate কত হয়? 52 এই 52 না 56 ছিল এটা না 52 minus 42 ঠিক আছে? ঠিক বলছে তো? হ্যালো, জাস্ট চেক।
স্যার 42 আর 56 ছিল।
হ্যাঁ আমার মনে হচ্ছে 56 ছিল। ডেটাটা দেখো তো, প্লিজ চেক। প্লিজ চেক দ্য ডেটা। আমার মনে হচ্ছে ডেটাটা
52 আর স্যার 42।
হ্যাঁ 52 আর 42 তাহলে ঠিকই আছে। So what we get is that means this is 10. So this is 10 by 2.98 into root over of 13 by 36. So 13 divided by 36 equals to this. So square root of answer into 2.98. So what we get is 1.79 x inverse. ওরে বাবা তো বিশাল বড় into 10. How much is the value? কত এসছে?
5.58
5.58, right? So the value of t that we get is 5.58. So t equals to 5.58. Now I have to look at the table of t. So we have to find out for 5% level of significance, and the alternate hypothesis is key not equals to though. We have written so two-tailed test. It's a two-tailed test, and how much would be the degrees of freedom? n1 plus n2 minus 2. So that means 9 plus 4, 13 minus 2 means 11. So we have to check the data for 11 degrees of freedom. So please check the data for 11 degrees of freedom. See how much is the value 11 degrees of freedom, and for 0.5 11 is 1.796. তাই না? What we get is 1.796. sorry 5% এর জন্য হচ্ছে 2.201. So for 5% this is 2.201, this is minus 2.201, and 5%, 1% সবার জন্য it will be, so the value of the test statistic is 5.58. 5.58 falls in the critical region, so null hypothesis is rejected. So what we get is the null hypothesis, so it falls in the critical region, so null hypothesis is rejected. So what was the alternate hypothesis? Alternate hypothesis is the difference is, so question chilo, is the difference in mean strength significant of the real difference in the mean strength of the sources? So we can say that yes, there is significant difference in the mean strength for yarn A and yarn B. There is significant difference. So that is what we will be saying. So our null hypothesis was mu1 equals to mu2, and alternate was mu1 not equals to mu2. So null hypothesis was rejected, our alternate hypothesis was accepted. So that means that there is significant difference between the two yarns of the strengths. So we'll be discussing 10.52. Let's find out what is there 10.52, because this is the last question we will be discussing. So 2 types of drugs were used on 5 and 7 patients for reducing their weight. Drug A was imported and drug B is indigenous. See, like what is happening in Covaxin. So drug B is indigenous, so the decrease in weight after using the drugs for 6 months was as follows. The decrease in weight, so drug A and B, so decrease in weight for the drug A was given to 7 persons. So what was the decrease? 10, 12, 13, 11, 14, 10, 9. তাই তো 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. And for drug B it was, the decrease in weight is 8, 9, 12, 14 and 15. So is there a significant difference in the efficacy of the two drugs? If not, which drug should you buy? So this is a application. So our objective is to find out whether there is a difference in efficacy. So what should be the null hypothesis? What should be the null hypothesis? Null hypothesis is, বলো কেউ একজন, mu1
mu1 not equals to mu2.
Hey, null hypothesis is always mu1 equals to mu2.
Sorry sir.
Alternate hypothesis is mu1 not equals to mu2.
Not e-
এখন greater than করবো নাকি এটা তো বোঝা যাচ্ছে না। Reducing their weight. But এখানে কি হবে? এখানে only small sample size 7 and 5. That means, and also standard deviation is not known. So you have to calculate all this. You have to calculate ki bolo? Who can tell me? You have to calculate x1 bar, x2 bar, s1, s2. You have to calculate, and then you have to calculate s, and obviously it will be a t distribution. যেটা একটু আগে করলাম, the previous problem where every value was given, but here you have to calculate all these values. So it's a little bit of so please do it. So please calculate what will be x1 bar, what will be x2 bar, what will be s1, what will be s2, and what will be s. Please calculate, then we'll come back. I have used that calculator, scientific calculator, and use the SD mode to find out these values. X1 bar, X2 bar, S1 and S2 I have already found out. So use the formula S is so S is 6 into S1 square, that means 1.8 square plus 4 into 3.05 square by 10, isn't it? That will be the formula for S. So please calculate S. So S is 6 into 1.8 square plus 4 into 3.05 square equals to divided by 10. So that gives you 5.665. 5.66. So Z, what is the formula for Z? So Z is, sorry, not Z but T. Right? This will be T. T is x1 bar minus x2 bar by S into root over n1 plus n2 by n1 n2. So that gives you x1 bar কত ছিল? 11 point কত ছিল?
11.285
আর মাইনাস ওটা 11.6 আর ওটা s ভ্যালু কত বের করলাম এক্ষুনি?
5.665
5.66 into n1 plus n2 is 7 আর 5 12, 12 by 7 5 35. So 12 by 35. So calculate 12 divided by 35 is equals to square root of answer is equals to into 5.66 is equals to x inverse equals to into bracket 11.285 minus 11.285 minus 11.6 bracket close is equals to minus 0.095. 0.095. So t is equals to minus 0.095 or 0.1. মানে 0.95 from 0.1 আর কি. So, and what will be the degree of freedom? What will be the degree of freedom? Degree of freedom will be 7 plus 5, 12 minus 2. That is, degrees of freedom is 10 degrees of freedom. So from the table, can you find out the value? It's a two-tailed test, so we have to check 0.025 with 10 degrees of freedom. The value is 2.228. So it's T 2.228. It is minus 2.228, and the value falls in the acceptance region. তাই না? 0.1 না কত বেরিয়েছে, so it falls in the acceptance region. So we'll accept the alternate, null hypothesis and reject the alternate hypothesis. So we can say that there is no significant difference of the drugs. Both the drugs are same. Both the drugs are similar. So which drug you should buy? Which drug you should buy? Indigenous means developed within the country, and another one is imported. So we should use the drug which is indigenously made because it will be costing less. Hopefully that is the case with Covaxin and what is happening to the right now. So I hope